Hey everybody, it's 2017, it's February, and I'm back. I know it's been a very long time since I've made a video, I think about 3 or 4 months at this point. A lot of stuff's been happening in my life, in the world, in this country. So I kind of took a little tiny bit of a break and gave myself a breather and kind of figured out some stuff. So I'm back with you guys today with a review comparison type video sponsored by Arda Wigs. I use Arda a lot for personal projects for my clients. I've also used them in musicals I've designed. I've used them for wigs for myself. I've used them for wigs for my stock. I have bought on my own from Arda many more times than they have actually sent me things for review. I constantly sing their praises. They're not paying me to say that. I love you guys at Arda so much. You're the best. You're so good to me, and I love you. A couple months ago, Arda contacted me and sent me a wig so long ago, and I promised I was gonna do this tutorial for them and a pictorial, and it was gonna go on their website and all this stuff. I'm just thankful that they haven't yelled at me and like torn down my door and like got this wig back from me for not using it sooner. I do have a tutorial that will be in sponsorship with Arda as well, that will be on my channel. I believe it'll be on their website or their blog. So I received a wig from that. And then they also reached out to me again to ask if I would want to do a review on their new like drag queen wigs. I think they're just called the drag queen line, I think is what they are, versus the standard wigs that they always sell. And I said, yes, sure, definitely. I thought it would be a great idea to make this video comparing and contrasting a brand new line from Arda with the tried and true favorite Matilda of myself and so many others out there. So without further ado, let's get started. First thing I noticed between the two different wigs is the Matilda is in a smaller bag and feels a little heftier, and then the Lucy is in a longer bag and doesn't feel quite as heavy. So since I already have a full review on the Matilda from about a year and a half ago, so I'm not gonna get into her completely today, please check the description box below for the link to that review. So here is Lucy, and she comes in a bag, and it says Lucy on this little sticker here. So once she's out of the bag, she comes like this, like all wigs do, in a hairnet. Quick little tip from bobby pins to you is always keep your hairnets. These things will come in handy later. Trust me. And then there's also a little bit of tissue. If you plan on storing it back in the bag it came in, I would say keep this too. All right, so here she is, and she's a beautiful, long, layered cut, and she has some purple, dark purple roots, and then she goes into this like lovely, lilac-y pink kind of color. It's not purple, it's not pink, it's kind of like in between. Like that. So you guys can see here that it is a wefted top here. So these are all wefts going this way. This is the lace here. It's about 2 or 3 inches, I'd say. And then there is weft going all along the back. But as you can tell, the entire wig isn't rooted with that lovely dark purple color. I think a lot of times what happens is factories don't think that that's important, and they don't include it because it's actually cheaper for them not to dye all the hair, but factories are weird. So it has, it does have 3 combs. It has one on either side in the front, and it also has one big one here in the back. I forgot this before I made myself bald-headed. There are 2 little adjustable straps, the little bra strap things, on either side in the back, and you can adjust the tension on your noggin. Okay, so now that it's on my head, I'm gonna make it straight by grabbing the foundation, not the lace. Okay, maybe I can move it a little forward. There we go. I am using a Phillips number 11 brush from bobbypins.com. If you'd like to purchase one, there's a link in the box below. These are my favorite wig brushes. They glide very nicely through the hair. They don't pull a lot. They don't rip the hair out a lot. And the handle is very sturdy. And the hairline looks okay. Let me zoom in. Hello. Okay. So you can see here that it is a little fuller here and not kind of through here. And then it comes down, and if I kind of just pull it forward a little bit, which you can do with blocking or with pins when you put it on, if I had shaved today and cut my sideburn up a little bit, this would totally cover it. So then this side here is like that. So this side actually covers my sideburn better than this side. Maybe it's a little crooked. Yeah, maybe that's why. Yeah, the hair is definitely really soft. It says on the website that this is a combination of their silky and their classic texture, and I can definitely feel that as someone that has experimented with both the silky and the classic texture over the years. I feel the silky was a little maybe too silky at first, and this is definitely kind of a nice happy medium. I like the shine of it. I like how it moves. It's nice and full. There's a lot of hair in it. Definitely nice and thick. Remember how there's no roots in the bottom? It looks weird if you pull it back or if you would pull it up. I personally love like a shiny wig. Not like super fake plastic shiny, but I really like the sheen that a nice quality synthetic has. Because it kind of just looks like healthy hair to me. Maybe that's just me on the viewfinder. I'm gonna put this on the computer and be like. But for now, it looks good. So when you open up your Matilda, it's gonna come like this. This is the ginger blonde. What I love about Arda is how much extra lace they keep on their wigs. They have like a solid 4 inches of extra lace for you to ventilate your own custom hairline into, which is great. Grab the foundation of the wig and not the lace to move it like that. So this is straight now. So the hairline on this Matilda is very round. There aren't really any hills and valleys, as you would say, in the shape of the hairline, and it is very high. It is above my ear. So if I were to wear this as is, I would either have to block out my sideburn area or I'd have to completely shave it off for it to look okay. So that is the one downside that I have found with the Arda Wigs, is how high up the sideburn area is. But other than that, the wigs are fabulous. They're great for customization purposes. The price point can't be beat. They have a lot of hair. They're very soft fiber. Okay, so now I'm gonna compare the two wigs to you guys side by side. So you can tell by the length that the Lucy is a little longer here than the Matilda, but Matilda is a lot curlier. So probably straightened out, they're probably around the same length. And then here you can see right here the difference in the amount of parting space. So the Lucy in this hand has 2 inches or so of parting. The Matilda, on the other hand, probably only has about 1 inch. And then this is actually wefting, that's sewn in really, really, really close together near the front to give a lot of volume. And then even here on the sides, you can see it's even less. It's maybe like a 3/4 of an inch over here. It's a lot less hairline to work with. So now I'm gonna do a list of pros and cons between the two different styles. So the Lucy, let's start with the pros. The pro is that there is 2 inches of lace parting space in the front versus the 1 inch on the Matilda. She does have the 2 combs in the front versus the 1 little clip in Matilda. She has 1 comb in the back versus no comb or clip in the back on the Matilda. And her hairline comes down a little further and has a little bit more of a natural shape than the roundness of the Matilda. So now I guess with the cons of the Lucy, the lace on the front isn't quite as long as what the Arda Wigs usually have, which for most people, you'll just cut all that off and not care about it. But for those of us that ventilate, that like to use Arda Wigs as a base for customization purposes, the less lace you have, the less room you have to ventilate in case you have to really drop something down or make a sideburn really long or something. So that is a con. And I think another con would be just the color here. I do think that this wig is made by the same factory a lot of my wigs are made from. I am very, very honest about just ordering in bulk and reselling. Check back all my videos, check my Instagram, whatever. I've always been very honest about it, except for the Harlow. I did design that myself, and I made that cap myself.
So that one's mine.
So the pros and cons of the Matilda. I love the curly texture of the Matilda. She's just beautiful as is straight out of the bag. And I think that you could do a lot of really great styling with this. I like the extra lace on the front, which is a plus, like I explained about ventilating your own hairlines. I do like the way they're made with this thick portion of wefting almost on the lace itself right here. It just gives you a nice volume and lift right at the front hairline, especially for drag wigs. I love using the Matilda. I also like the way that the pattern of the cap is made. See how it kind of comes down here? I just like having a lot of this lace material on a cap, so when you're styling and adding bobby pins and hairpins and stuff, it gives it something to grip into and it makes it a little more sturdy. The cons are the hairline, definitely. It's just very round and very, very, very high. I personally do not even use the combs or clips in wigs, so that doesn't matter to me personally. I just use, you know, hairpins and stuff. But for those of you that rely on that, these wigs do not have that. They just have a little clip here in the front, and I personally don't like using toupee clips to hold on wigs because it gives you a lot of tension right at your root and you can get bald spots, so that's not good. I would say that they're about equal density. I do think that the Lucy has softer hair, but also sometimes if the hair is too soft, it can be hard to set and style, so that is another warning. But pretty sure these are just the same kind of fiber that the wigs that I have are. So, yeah, so that's that. Thank you guys again for tuning in today and watching. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button below. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or want to learn more about me or my business, my Facebook and Instagram links are down there below. I'm most active on them, so please be sure to follow me there to keep up with my wigs and my antics. Also be sure to visit bobbypins.com, where I personally have a wide variety of beautiful synthetic lace front wigs, wefting, closures, heads, rollers, pins, clips, combs, everything you pretty much need to help you get your wig projects done right.